Hey everyone, welcome back to the Adventure Channel. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at the booklet regarding the celebrating the life and legacy of Apostle Frederick K.C. Price. He was born January 30th, 1932 and passed away February 12th, 2021. So just wanted to make this quick follow-up video because I know a lot of new subscribers, you subscribe to the channel because you saw my walk around video of the church facilities back here in early March. So some of you were requesting to see this book. However, you can download this or digital version of it online on Facebook and other various social media outlets. So what we're going to do is kind of quickly go through some of the pictures, some of the captions in here to kind of briefly explain things a little bit better. And I hope you enjoy the video. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, typically when I like to do something like this, I would prefer to have a camera facing down, but unfortunately, I'm just going to use what I have available. On the left, as soon as you open the booklet, you have a photo of Dr. Price. I believe this was back during the Crusades. Looks like it was back during the 90s or so forth. And then, of course, you have a quote up here. Over here on the right, you guys want to see that quote. And over here on the right, you have some photos of him during the previous stages of his life, with the top being his birth. He was a baby. I believe this would have been the 60s or the 70s. This would have been in the late 80s, early 90s. And then, of course, this is something more of a present photo here. And once you open up the booklet, you have some more information of Dr. Price. He was born in Oceanside city of Santa Monica. And then, of course, this was him as he was growing up. And then this was when he first started dating Dr. Betty. They met at Dorsey High School, where my mom used to work many years ago, back in the 80s. My brother and sister attended there as well. They never had a yearbook, so my mom actually hooked it up for them to have a yearbook from their high school days, and also got them a Letterman jacket as well. You have some information here regarding his call and also his transformation down here. And then, of course, it does have some additional information regarding his life and time and when he first started to come into ministry. This passage right here mentions that they were a tight little family. And in 1962, Frederick III was struck by a car and tragically killed. So that was actually his oldest son, who is older than Angela Evans. He was a little kid. He was struck by a vehicle. Nothing criminal, of course, but it was really an unfortunate accident. He was killed by a car. I believe he was running across the street, and I think the car was in the middle of a turn or something of that nature, and then that's when he was hit, and then he was killed when he was a little boy. Now, the school, which is on the grounds, is actually named after his oldest son. A lot of people believe that was named after Frederick Jr. That is not the case, but it was named after his eldest son. There used to be a photo of him at the school many years ago, back in, I think, the 80s, but Dr. Price would always break down every time he saw the photo, so they removed it from the premises. And then, of course, we have some more information here. The ministry has some additional information. Again, I'm not going to read all of this because we'd be here for quite some time. Just wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of everything that's included. Let's see here. All right, so now you see some personal family photos, and this was actually the first time I've seen some of these photos myself. In fact, let me go ahead and move this down so you guys can see it. I know there's a glare. If you guys also didn't know, I know Dr. Price is really private, so even myself, this was the first time I've seen a lot of these photos. I really haven't seen them publicized anywhere else, not even on social media, really nowhere else. So this is really special that they included a lot of these photos. So let me go ahead and back this up a little bit so you guys can see it. There we go. So here you have all their information here. I don't know when this photo was taken, excuse me. And then, of course, we have some other photos here. I believe this is when they got married. This looks like it was a trip in Israel, as you can tell from the background. I believe this was on the private jet on the Gulf Stream. Let's see what else we have here. No, actually, this wasn't when they got married. This is when they got married, which is down here. And, of course, it looks like we have some photos from their personal home there at the bottom. Now, over here on the left, you have a special letter from the family. We have one from Dr. Betty, and then we also have one from Angela Evans, who is the ministry executive. She pretty much runs Crenshaw Christian Center. So we have that there. And then, of course, here on the right, we have a lot of family photos, a lot of photos that would have been made public. Here at the top, I can't tell who this is in this particular photo here. Can't tell who that is. And then, of course, we have Dr. Price with one of his daughters. This is Stephanie Buchanan. And then, of course, we have other family photos here. You know what? Let me go ahead and fix this camera so you guys can see it. There we go. There we go. That should be a little bit better. I'll lay it down. There we go. Let's see. This looks like maybe one of the praise dinners they would have had. And then this is with one of his grandsons. That's Alan Evans. That's Angie. Then, of course, we have other family photos here. And then we have some photos with him and his great-grandchildren, which is here in this photo. And here, there's another granddaughter. Some early life photos. This probably would have been back in the early 80s, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And this letter here was written from Alan Crabb. This is one of his grandsons here. He has a letter here. And then, of course, you have another grandchild leaving another special message. I'll leave it here for just a minute if you guys wanted to kind of read it very briefly. And I know some of these were posted on Facebook quite recently, as well as a couple of the videos. This particular photo was actually taken from a video. Not only was it playing at the viewing, but it was also on the Ever Increasing Faith Ministries website as well. Oh, let me go back over these photos in case you guys wanted to see it one more time. And again, if you have this booklet, obviously it's already in here. But for those of you out-of-town guests that did not get a chance to see this, here you have it. And then, of course, you have his two other daughters leaving special messages for him here. And then we also have some other grandchildren and great-grandchildren as well as his son-in-law right here. Okay. And then, of course, you have special letters from his son and also daughter-in-law. This is Fred Jr. and Angie. Then here on the next page, you still have some more letters from some of the other in-laws. You have his son-in-law here. He's married to Angela Evans, and then also I believe this is one of his daughter-in-laws here. And over here on the right, you have one of the more iconic photos. This was taken at Crenshaw Boulevard location back in the 80s, may have been 70s or 80s. And then, of course, you have some additional photos here. I believe this one is at Crenshaw Christian Center East. Never visited that location, but that location is in New York. And this is Crenshaw Christian Center back when there used to be a line at the door for everybody to get in. And my family had actually started attending, I think it was the old location right before this one, back in the early 80s. And so this is the Crenshaw Christian Center location on Crenshaw Boulevard. It's pretty ironic, too, because when they sold this facility, I'm not sure who had it before or after, but I know that my grandmother's church, they purchased this property. And I think they still have it up until this day. So it's pretty ironic that my aunt and grandmother, their ministry, I think this was back in the early 2000s or so, they purchased this facility. So, and then, of course, this is where I believe they had 3 services. And then, of course, they moved over to 79th in Vermont. And this over here is Bishop Frederick Jordan. I'm not sure who he is. Then here's some more additional photos. Someone posted recently that I think it was his dad used to work with or minister with Dr. Price. This was back when he first started at the original church, which was actually right down the street from my old house, near. Well, it was in LA. I don't remember the exact street. And then, of course, this was the old auditorium. This was shortly after they moved from this facility here, and then now they have that auditorium here. And then, of course, the Faith Dome was opened, I believe, late 80s, early 90s, I think maybe 90 or 91. And I know a lot of people have wondered, has the Faith Dome ever been filled? And I do believe it was filled on 2, maybe 3 different occasions. I know the first time it was filled was on an Easter Sunday. It may have been 90, 91, 92. Actually, no, may have been 90 or 91, Easter Sunday. I remember they had a number of other ministries, Maranatha, I think Agape, and several other churches. In fact, the Faith Dome was so full, the ushers had to use additional white chairs alongside the aisleway. That's how packed out the dome was. I remember that day vividly because my dad was an usher, and so that was one of the first times the Faith Dome was ever filled. When, well, not just filled, but they had to have additional chairs in the aisles. And, I don't know how many aisles there are in the Faith Dome, but you can imagine there's quite a few. And so it was packed. I mean, pretty much standing room only. Plus the overflows were full because they have 4 additional churches come and participate as well. So that was a nice experience. Wish I had a camera back there. And I believe this was Dr. Price's brother-in-law. Not sure who he is. Then, of course, we have Creflo and Taffy Dollar, as well as some other ministries here. I'm sure you guys recognize a lot of these faces. Can't remember this guy's name, but he was the LA City Police Chief, and then I think he ran for mayor or something. I don't remember his name. Then here's Dr. Price with Jerry Savelle, some other ministries. And I believe this photo was also taken at their home. Not sure who any of these guys are. Some of them look familiar. There's K.C. Treat, another. I used to listen to him all the time. Just haven't had time to. But he's a great teacher if you guys ever tune in. A lot of people don't know it, but I believe I'm not sure if he went to the School of Ministry, but he was affiliated with Dr. Price at some point in time, and it was like a mentor. But K.C. Treat is a good teacher. All right, and then we have this last photo here on the back page of the book. I fought the good fight. And there's the booklet. Yeah, they had plenty of these. I'm not sure how many of these went out. Again, I'm not sure if the church is mailing these, if you're requesting them, but just wanted to take out some time and show this to all of you who may have been interested, because you guys obviously watched my walk around. But just wanted to give you guys some additional closure in regarding his funeral and make you guys part of the experience. I know most of you couldn't show up, and then of course, obviously, capacity was limited. I do have some other memorabilia that's never been uploaded or shared before. It's in my own personal archive. A lot of you may not know this, but my family has a lot of history from the church, never been documented or cataloged anywhere. So I've been trying to get them from my family, but they've been really busy. But again, guys, I want to thank everyone for joining our adventure channel and taking part in this video. This is another one of our adventures. We got some more product reviews and everything that we will be sharing with all of you, and some additional travels. So stay tuned. Angelica will be back pretty shortly doing plenty of other tutorials and reviews. I'll catch everyone later. You guys all have a great day. Bye-bye.